I'm Julie with FrontPorchPlanter.com. Welcome to my garden. I'm very excited today to be able to have my granddaughter Ava with me.
Hi.
Now we love baking and making craft projects together. We're going to put one together today and share it with you. Would you like to tell them, Ava, what we're doing?
We're putting together a small succulent fairy garden.
The first thing that we'll use is our Korestone saucer. And the next we're going to use a succulent potting mix. This will give more drainage to the plants. Then we have some pieces of wood that you can gather up ahead of time for different projects like this. And then what else, Ava?
We are going to put about 12 of these succulent plants for this size of the saucer. We also have collected some shells at the beach, and if you have to, then you can add them. We have 3 fairy garden items that we'd like to add to this fairy garden too.
Okay, and then we also have a little bit of moss we're going to use to make a pathway that's going to go in front of our bench, and Ava will trim it up for us later. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll put our potting mix in. And now just to give it a little bit more drainage, because we do not have a hole in this saucer like you would in a regular planter, we are going to add a little bit of gravel, maybe half to start with, Ava.
Okay.
And we're just going to mix it in, and then go ahead and add a little bit more. And this will help with not getting the plants too saturated. You can add perlite, you can add vermiculite, any of those things will work to give a little bit of extra drainage.
Is that good?
That's good. And we're just going to mound it up a little bit in the top. That will be kind of like our center focal point. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our piece of wood. So we're going to kind of make this a little bit easier for us, and then if you'd like to try this, we're going to put this right in the middle, and so it kind of will divide it up. And this will kind of help us to lay it out, okay? And then let's add the bench, Ava, so we can kind of work around that.
And see how we're going to put it together.
Right. Okay. All right, so we're going to have our bench sit here, and we'll show you. And then we're going to have some of the maybe taller plants back here, so it kind of snugs the bench in, so it looks more comfortable, like you would actually be wanting to sit in this scene.
Yeah, we're going to put these at the end so they're like coming off.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we will add these plants. Okay. And I will add this one. So we'll go ahead and take this out of the dirt, and we'll just lay them down here. We'll just take it out. There you go. And it's okay. There's actually many plants, and let me go ahead and show you, and we'll lay it down. Okay. So I bought one of these last year. These succulents are easy to start. So this is, you can see there's lots of roots to this, and all these are little ones that I started just a couple weeks ago, and you can see there's actually roots growing on this now. So this one, as you see, does not have any roots. I started just yesterday, but in a couple weeks, or really just a few days, it will have it. So we'll go ahead and put these plants here.
Do you want to put this in?
And we can put them right back, put some back in here. Okay, and I'll put this one in here. I'll just move the bench over just a little.
Here, I'll add it.
Okay, and go ahead and keep adding those, and I'll tell this. So these succulents sometimes will get a little long, and you'll lose the bottom leaves. If you will just cut this off from the main plant, let it sit out on the counter for maybe 3 or 4 days, this will scab the end over, and this does 2 things. It will actually tell the plant that it will produce hormones, and tell the plant it needs to produce roots. And then also, with that scabbing over, it will not soak up too much water from your soil. So these I just cut off, and in a few days you can see that there will actually be roots. I think that actually there is one little root coming out And that was just from 3 days ago. Okay, and Ava, you're getting those in good.
Yeah.
And these will all get tall, like this one,
You need to push these
and
down.
kind of make it a little barrier behind the bush.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe we want to put our mushroom in next to the, you see, next to the bench.
This is one of our fairy garden items that we are going to add this morning.
And put it in there somewhere. And I think it will just, you can just drop it in because it's got that metal. And then snug it in so it doesn't fall over. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this one's kind of big, so I think
right there.
these could easily be broken up, so don't worry about that. I'll break it up for you, Ava, and you trim this up with scissors. So you can see it's very tall, and I trimmed this a little bit the other day, so just go ahead and cut it like right down in half. Don't be afraid to whack it down so it looks like a nice cut lawn.
Yeah.
So if your plants are too big, just you can separate these succulents, it won't hurt them. And then you can use some in more than one place in your garden, or just use it in another planter. Probably need to trim this up just a little bit more. Actually, I don't think we're going to need both pieces. I think one is going to be good. Yeah. Okay. So you can see the pathway. So it looks like a nice grassy path. And you could put some stepping stones on top of that if you want. You'll just need to trim it up every so often. Yeah, that looks good. It can grow right over the top. Now, most of these plants I have gotten at the Raleigh Farmers Market from Scott at Grow and Green Nursery. And then a couple of these, like this one, I had gotten at our local garden supply nursery. So this bottle I found to be very helpful. These succulents do not like very much water. And you can just go ahead and water right around that plant and not saturate the whole planter. And let's give these a little drink.
It's a little hard there.
So it'll depend if you have your planter outside or if you have it inside, but you can usually go a week, maybe even 2 without watering. So just check with your finger, see how moist it is. These do not like to be kept quite as wet as regular plants. We wanted to zoom in so you could see this a little closer. And now we have one more thing to add. We've got Mosaic Accents. This is just crushed polished shell, and this will give a little bit of a magical look to your fairy garden to top it off. You want to add some, Ava?
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this magical adventure.
If you enjoyed this as much as we have, please like and subscribe. And if you would like more information on the saucer, go to frontporchplanter.com. Have a great day.
Bye.